Hey guys, so what's happening with this car? The lights are not working. Just stay on. Just stay on. And they're off. Indicator's working. Wipers are not. Both front and back. And then this one, the fan blows except for 4. Then the rest it does. So I decided to check, the engine compartment fuse box, which is F8, and it's 20 amp one, but it was fine. So went to the next one. Yeah, the interior ones, they have nothing to do with the wipers or the lights. So yeah, jump that. So I decided to look at the wiper stock and the light stock. So what you can see there's 2 torque screws from underneath the steering wheel column, and there's one that will be underneath where you pull a lever for you to make an adjustment for the steering wheel to move. So yeah, you see it in the video.
Gosh, still burning from here. Hotter.
So yeah, that's the third screw underneath just to make it easier to actually separate the top and the bottom bit of the steering column cover. Now, I'm not gonna lie, does smell. Not gonna lie, it does smell of burnt wire. So what you want to do is take off that red that cable with many red wires on it, and then that links the light stalk to the wiper stalk. So if your wiper stalk is knackered, pretty much your lights might be also knackered in a way. Not gonna lie, that wiper stalk actually did smell, burnt cables and stuff. So I was definitely suspecting that was it. That was the main issue. So as you can see, I'm gonna take it out. Yeah, and then we'll see where we go from there. Now I wasn't really careful with the way I opened it because I knew it was pretty much not useful for me anymore because it was burnt throughout. You could tell plastic was melted and stuff like that, so it's just pretty much a matter of replacing it. So yeah. So at this point, my highest suspicions are around that wiper stroke. But just to make sure there's nothing that caused it to actually short out or burn out, just had to check the wiper motor. So that's what I'm going to do. Take off the wipers pretty much and then see what the issue is. Also did this just to make sure that, if I am to buy another wiper stroke and then fit it in, the same problem doesn't come back because of something else like, fault along down the line. So yeah. So on my car, the wiper motor is on the passenger side, which is the left side. So what you can see there, it's submerged in water that's not been draining because of that. That's clogged up pretty much. So now I have to take that water out and also see if that pump is still, the motor is still working. So I'm gonna go with it. Managed to drain out the water, so now the next thing is just remove the wiper motor and test it out and then see if it works. So yeah, that's pretty much the burnt out bit. So yeah, the final replacement wiper stroke. So at this moment, I was just hoping that would probably solve the issue. But as you see later, it didn't happen. So I had to further investigate what was wrong with it. So yeah, at this point I figured out, well, pretty much I found out that one of the red wires had come out. So yeah, I decided to sort that one first. Yeah, so at this point, testing the lights, I mean, when I turned it on, pretty much still had the same problem. But funny enough, my wipers were working, but that's if I had pressed the wash the side, and that was for both the front and the back. So the problem was partially solved, so I had to like look for something else.
Connection, I think. Nice. Put back the motor. Check the report.
So yeah, going back to the wiper motor, which I taken out early on, I noticed that there was water coming out of it. So I decided, you know what, let me open it and see if the connections are, still okay, or at least there's no water inside. And yeah, pretty much that was it, really. So I just tried to dry it up without taking out much grease out of it. It's just to make sure that it wasn't dead, or there wasn't any water, that would affect the connections, and then I'll end up going back to square one again. So yeah, as you can see, it's a bit mucky inside there. Cleaned it up, and then had sort of like a rubber seal I did put on. Coming through. So that might need changing too. Now, as you see, I decided to inspect it a bit further, and what you saw there was, what happened is I opened the indicator stalk, and I found another broken cable inside. So now this is me trying to put it back in and then see if it works. So pretty much the wiper stalk cable had two broken connections, one from each end, which affected pretty much a lot, as you see later on, because my horn wasn't working, my lights still didn't turn off, it just stayed on. My wipers were not working. Well, it pretty much, yeah, it wasn't working on those settings, the 1, 2, 3 settings, and the wiper wasn't working. But if you flashed, to get the windscreen cleaned, it would work. So now as you can see, hopefully working. I'm gonna do that. Alright, if I turn it on, you can see now it shows. You can turn it off. Before it was just automatic. And I can flash. I can turn, yeah. Now, surprising thing is the wipers are working too. Another thing that I realized that's working is the hooter. That wasn't working. So pretty much from those other two cables, right? The lights weren't turning off, the wipers weren't working, and the hooter wasn't working. So if you have any other problems similar to that, you might want to check. You might want to do what I've done first before you actually get too deep, into electronics. It might be just a small issue. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more DIY stuff on cars. There'll be more coming for different cars as it goes. Support my small channel. Thanks.